Okie dokie. We're live.
Hello.
Thanks, Alex.
We're
Do we
here.
want to wait until a couple people show up, or
I can't even. I mean, we've got 3 people here. I mean,
Let's just start.
yeah, let's just start. We can start by, if you want, you can start by dragging me for only getting 16 minutes into Ultron today.
I don't know.
It's not even long enough to see his butt.
I have seen Captain America's butt a couple of times, so I'm fine.
My pants are on inside out. I just realized.
Speaking of butts,
giving us a celebration emoji, so that's good enough for me.
anyways, it's all right.
It's been so long since I hosted. I was like, what do I do?
Can we hold on? Can we just pause and appreciate the fact that all of us have bobs right now? Like every single one of us, we're rocking a bob.
Yeah, it's a short hair summer.
How bisexual of us.
Hot girl summer.
I'm pansexual, so yeah, it works out.
There you go.
You know what? You're like pansexuals, but you got the bisexual haircut, so you're just testing things out, like seeing what it's like on the other side.
I'm just really
Pansexuals are still bisexuals. We just have a smaller umbrella.
Whoa,
That's a smaller umbrella or a larger umbrella?
Well, like, so it's like there's the big bisexual umbrella, and then underneath it is like pan, omni, and one of the other ones.
I'm just saying. I feel like pansexuals probably have the biggest umbrella.
Yeah, well, yeah, as far as attraction, yes. But like
pansexuals are basically the soft bean to the scary bisexuals. There we go.
Yeah. Listen, we will get into the fact that one of these characters has a energy that I associate with bisexuals at this point. So
I got a text today. It's like, he's part of the bi fam. I was like,
yes. Unfortunately, it'll never go there.
Anyways, do we need to introduce ourselves at this point, or does everyone in the chat know who we are?
Has anyone read my name yet? Like, no one's even.
No, I mean if I had thought about it, I probably would have done that as well.
I mean,
actually, hold on, wait. I think
7 months into a readathon with the same 5 people. If they don't,
you know what, Michelle, you just tell us what to do.
I
tell us what to do.
Oh God, that's too much for a Gemini.
Christine's great at it. Actually, that's wrong.
Did you just call me bossy?
I thought I was the boss.
I was saying, Margaret's the only one that can really boss us around.
That's true.
I try. Does it always work? Because I'm too.
Cassie makes all the decisions in my house.
This is true. Shopping makes all the decisions in my house.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Well, I'm not sure. That's why.
Wash Day. Welcome to the Avengers Reading Challenge. This is the month of July. I keep doing August, but it's July now. And if you've been here this whole time, or if you're here, just like on a should I try this? Like, here we are. Get acquainted. Whatever.
Hello.
I have Culver's. I have my drink, so
I have tea.
Yeah. I have What's
I got 2 options: a Taco Bell, Dr. Peppy, and a Buble.
What are those like? Is that a good?
I like them, but they're not sweet. If you're wanting a sweet fruity drink, it's not it. It's bitter.
They're like LaCroix.
Ooh, they like bitter.
I've never tried one of those, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not like, it's like, what are the words? Mineral water.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like seltzer water. Not seltzer, like water.
I get what you're saying. I'm picking up
what I'm hearing is it'd be good with booze.
Oh, it's so good with booze.
Excellent.
Specifically like rum. And some like frozen fruit.
I'm just.
Do you guys have Malibu like coconut rum?
Yes, we also have mango Malibu rum, which is generally my go-to.
Nice.
It's what I will be drinking tonight.
Delicious.
So I can't go to the States, but you guys can come to me starting August 7th. So if anybody wants to bring me some mango rum,
Well,
does that
I mean,
make
if
any
you could, if you could help me pay for that $800 plane ticket.
You can't come to us, but we can come to you. That makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
well, because you have to be able to prove that you're like not COVID-y to get in here, but they don't trust us to go in there and not get COVID-y from you guys. They're like, we can control the ones coming in, but the ones that are there,
that's wise actually.
So your stepdad said you can't come to our house, but our dad said that you can come to our house.
Christine, apparently
Or we
you
can go
have
to
mango rum at your liquor store too.
at the Liquor Control Board of Ontario. Oh my God.
Do you have those too? So in Utah, all of the liquor stores are run by the state.
Same with Ontario.
So they're just called liquor store.
They were ours is the Liquor Control Board of Ontario.
What is it? I don't know.
That's funny. We have privately owned liquor stores here, but a lot of them also just say liquor store. But we also have like ABC Liquor and all of that fun stuff. And every
Ours
single
is slowly
Sorry, Utah
trickling
State
out.
liquor store. That's
I
what
think
it's
it's just funny that you guys have liquor stores where it's like a convenience. Ours is like a convenience store where it's literally just like a gas station, and then you can buy beer there.
You can buy.
That's like in Ghana. I bought ciders out of a gas station fridge, and then in Germany they had beer vending machines. And I'm just sitting here like, Ontario sucks.
That
You
is
can
so
buy
German.
like beer at the grocery store or at a gas station, but you can't. Like, it's one of the only states that you can't buy wine at a Target.
Oh, okay, yeah. You can buy beer and cider at the grocery store here too, but no like liquor.
Yeah.
Well, we have
Vodka's
our
dangerous.
local grocery store has an entire area just dedicated to like really expensive fancy alcohols and like wine and ciders and everything like that. Like we even have the like Beauty and the Beast library ladder kind of thing going on in there.
That's impressive, and I love that.
Wow. See, it actually works out for me because I'm afraid of the grocery store a little bit, but I'm not really afraid of the liquor store. So I'm happy to go buy booze, but don't send me for produce. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Hi, Alex.
Come say hi.
I realized for the very first time that Alex's profile is Ant-Man because Alex is Ant-Man after our conversation last night
Oh, on Disney Plus.
on Disney Plus.
Margaret and I are lucky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alex is great. We love Alex.
We do love
We stand Alex. I'm a good straight man.
The lowest bar.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Avengers.
yes.
How are we doing on mission logs?
I have everybody. I mean, I don't have the 3 that like came out in August.
Some people already do.
I know I'm not that good. But I have everybody's vote, Valkyrie and Captain Marvel.
I have currently, hold on, we've got Bucky, Cap, Spider-Man, Falcon. Who else did I get? I have Nick Fury. I think I have to look back at my notes for the thing, and then I realized that if I can finish Witch Shadow, which I only have like an hour left, I will have Black Panther.
Solid.
Like
Well,
I will
I guess
actually
she just hates women, huh?
apparently. Well, the problem is that Natasha, I actually want to read books on those prompts because I was gonna get Natasha, and then I realized that. Oh, and I have one book left for Wanda, but I am saving it for later next month.
Okay.
I have everybody except for Shuri, Lady Sif, Gamora.
Brie hates women.
He also hates women.
Loki, I am about to finish. Valkyrie, I have one book left. Like all of them, I have one book left for so far. All
So
of them
don't
that
finish Loki's right now.
Yeah.
pretty much.
Because otherwise, if you have to wipe a board.
Well, except then we get to Captain Marvel, and I've only done one prompt for her.
Oh,
So
okay.
that,
Yeah.
for the exact purpose of once I finish Loki's,
Okay. That
then
makes sense.
I can, if I have to wipe a board, then I'll wipe hers, and then just read the next volume.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
And
RS Rook says Wisconsin has drive-through liquor stores, and I'm just saying that's what's standing between me and alcohol dependency.
I'm pretty sure there might be some in Florida as well.
I
I
would
think there were some in Oklahoma,
thrive. I would thrive.
but like the ones in Oklahoma were so redneck.
Hey, can I have my Malibu mango rum, please?
I'm always like
you.
4 or 5 away from a board, so I'm behind. I only have Gomorrah. That's it.
You're not behind though. I mean, we never said you have to have this many Avengers.
Like that's the whole point, though, is that we did this so that you could do it on your own level.
Yeah, however many you can or want to do.
Yeah.
Like Gamora's
like
a
I
bad
said in the
bitch,
chat,
and
I
she
was-
don't need no teammates.
I'm just a chill co-host. I don't actually have anything done. I just
Listen, it's much healthier to be you, Michelle, than to be me, who's like, I must have all of them done by the end of the year,
And yet,
starting
yeah.
in July.
well, it's just like I made a promise to myself that I was gonna enjoy the books that I read, and so far I'm like, commitment, no, thank you.
Yeah, but better to enjoy your reading experience than read like, I don't know, Rise of the Red Hand for no reason. Like,
Yeah,
you know?
I have enjoyed all of the books I've read this year. I just haven't matched like half of them to boards.
So
I
my-
haven't enjoyed all the books
My
I've
friend
read
picked
this
out
year.
2 books for me.
Most of the books.
And I was like, just so you know, like, these are over like 400 pages. And he's like, don't disappoint me. And I'm like,
That's nice.
I'm gonna die, but okay. It's fine.
Wow.
So this is what he chose.
Oh wow. Well, those are two.
Oh, those are good books.
Graceling
though.
it reads really quickly.
Graceling reads really quickly, and Truthwitch will suck you in. When I mean, I don't know that I would recommend the audiobook because apparently Christine hates the accents, so maybe it's just me that's okay with them.
Everyone speak like this.
It's
I'm
so
not really
fast
an
paced.
audiobook person though, so I'll be just
I
trucking
mean,
along. But
I liked the audiobook, but Christine will drag me for that.
It will.
But like
Yeah.
I listened to that in like that, Wind Witch and Blood Witch. I finished all of those very quickly, run right after the other, because they just grab you and suck you in.
Wait, let's be real. The one she's gonna like the most is Graceling because of Poe.
Oh,
Michelle
yeah.
will love Poe. He's just like this, like
but I still
kind of like androgynous, bisexual, like
I was
hello.
I was gonna say,
I still have to get Fire and Bitter Blue though in that edition because I ordered this like back in January and I got the other cover and I was like, ew, no thank you. And then
Fair.
this one came out and then I was like, I had to actually go to Barnes and Nobles to get it. So now I have to like go get the other ones or have somebody go get them for me because I anxious.
I get what you're saying.
It's a whole process.
It's a whole thing.
listen. Truthwitch has Sophia, Isolde, Adwin, and Merrick, who are 4 of my favorite characters currently. So
That's like
And why everyone
Where's
talks like this?
Jessica?
that is the entire reason why I put that in the option bin was because I was like, well, Margaret wants it, so here we go. Just like post like 6 books. I was like, choose 2. Only 2.
and they picked the biggest two.
Yeah. Thanks.
You're like, what graphic novel over here?
You
Look at
there's
this collection
Michelle.
of poems.
If you want to yell at me about Truthwitch like you yelled at me about Bones, feel free. My DMs are open. You have my phone number. Just tell me.
Oh,
your-
I will. Oh, I will.
Oh, I
Tell me
know.
you're starting it. I'll read it
Drag
with you.
down with me.
Oh my goodness.
Listen, come suffer with me, please.
Christine, you're gonna read Clockwork Angel with me next month, right?
Okay.
I I want to be in this group chat. I already reread Clockwork Angel this year, but I still like.
I want to be in this group chat. Okay, like it doesn't.
Just sliding into the DMs.
Yeah,
now.
what group chat? We have no group chats.
But anyway, no, I'm using it for Visions board.
Excellent.
Nice.
So,
Oh yeah.
which means I'm starting it after the second half of the month.
All right.
I have to get through a few other things first.
After the second half of the month. For why?
It's weird.
For what purpose?
You know,
Am I,
just for things that like
I
you know,
have no idea why you
I don't know. I mean, but it won't help you as much as it'll help me.
Yes. For why? Well, to be fair, I already have that prompt completed for Vision, but like also
For the wise.
for why? My friend started saying that because that's like pourquoi in French.
Oh, I love it.
For why?
For why?
For why?
I kind of love it.
It's just spread for why into the internet.
Exactly. So, there might be things for like, some Sokovia things happening.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Some high level discussions.
Yeah, I've heard that there's just like a philosophical debate.
Yeah. About government.
Spreading around.
Oh my gosh. All of
That
that?
is in process.
nice job, Tanya.
Killing it.
On Goodreads or on this bullet journal for reading on Facebook, I saw somebody who had read like 690 books so far. I'm like, what are you doing with your life?
No, there was a Facebook group that I'm in that someone had read like over 400 books already, and they weren't like single issue comics. Like they had 500 plus page books on this list, and I was like, "Do you do anything?"
I'm so busy, and even if I wasn't that busy,
Like I can't.
my brain doesn't.
Like, are you
I
literally
can't wait
reading books
until
on,
my
like,
job
full
is.
speed?
Yeah.
No, but like even if I had like an entire week of vacation, I still can't sit and read more than 100 pages on a good day at one time.
You know what? For me, it depends on what part of the book I'm in. It'll take me like 3 days to get through the first half of the book, and then the last half it could be as long as I'll just be like.
It honestly depends on the book for me
I
because
still have that like, oh, I need to go do the dishes. Oh, I need to adult.
Yeah.
like sometimes I have a hard time like getting through it, but then like I'll go to sit down to read like one chapter of A Court of Mist and Fury, and then I will emerge from my room 6 hours later having finished the book. Like I literally remember making the conscious decision that I was not going to get anything else done that day.
I have to pretend that I'm under pressure.
There you go.
That works for me so well. Is that a Gemini thing?
I don't know. Like I read it in time. Like when I was reading, I don't know. It was the one Cynthia Ledded Smith book. I read that within like 3 hours, and I was like, I have to get this book done today, and I finished it. And I'm
Like setting goals for myself that don't exist.
Yeah,
crushing it.
You have to just pretend. You have to just panic your way into finishing it,
right? Yeah.
And then reward yourself with something really great immediately after, like pizza or like an ice cream cone.
I wish I could read for hours at a time because I do like doing that. Just wait. When I work for myself and I'm only having to put in minimal effort to make money to support myself, I will be unstoppable on BookTube. I have so many plans.
When Sarah and I are on vacation at the end of the month together, we're just gonna freaking sit on the hammock for like 17 hours a day.
That sounds nice.
So should we talk about the movies?
Probably.
Yeah. What did we think about Ultron?
Go ahead, say it.
Well, the first 6
goodbye.
Solid.
I think
Get out of the way now.
I think it's a very underrated movie. I think there's a lot of people that really hate it. And even like when we were watching it and like Derek had to work that day, so he was like, "Oh man, I'm missing Ultron." And I'm like, "No, it's actually not bad.
It's a good film. It's
it gets a lot of hate for some reason."
Well, I feel like it's like there's like the bones of this movie that's really good, and then Joss Whedon was like,
Joss
you know
Whedon.
what we could do with it, and so I feel like there are parts of it that are really uncomfortable, and where I'm like, what are you doing?
Bruce and Natasha. Sorry.
Yeah.
The ship no one asked for or wanted.
Yeah, that was weird.
You know?
So I'm mostly going on memory, but like the first 16 minutes, the banter in the first 16 minutes at least is like top notch.
Right?
Like the way the characters are being able to express themselves and the depth that the actors are bringing, I love.
The party scene is so well acted on everyone's
so
part.
well. But I think like at this point, all the actors are very comfortable in their characters. Whereas like in the first Avengers movie, that was like the first time that all of them were working together. And like, you know, will this or won't this become like a big takeoff thing, or are we gonna reset like DC does every couple of years? Like, and so like with Ultron, like
That
they felt
that is Warner Brothers' fault, though. That is entirely Warner Brothers' fault.
No,
because
I
they
know
didn't
it's not
do it.
DC's fault. Like obviously they would like to make a successful franchise.
there was this thing that was like, was it Josh Whedon or was it Kevin Feige that said that he wanted to do a DC Marvel crossover? And I was like, no, at this point, the DC characters are not strong enough to stand up to Marvel characters.
It's true, and it doesn't need you know what? We'll take Margot Robbie. She can do a crossover.
No, he's Harley Quinn.
But
Not Harley.
she's the only one that's
begging you.
consistent. She's the only one
True.
that's like come back.
Can we also
Like,
have Jason
maybe
Momoa
one-
just because he's
maybe
Jason
one-
Momoa?
No.
Right. No. But like, if you think
Not Gal Gadot. Not Gal Gadot.
but like as a character who like, okay, we can talk like, yeah, she's problematic, but so is Chris Pratt.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, yeah. Okay, but here's the thing. It is fully legally allowed to not like ScarJo at all and be very sexually attracted to Natasha Romanoff. I'm just, if anyone out there is struggling with that, you're not alone.
But it's okay
You're valid.
because we now have
10 out of 10 would 1000% vote Star-Lord off the island. I'm sorry.
I agree with you.
You know what? That could be a boss battle. Let's do Survivor.
Oh my god.
Yes.
That's how Infinity War is happening.
Oh, Chris, you're so right. James Spader made
So good.
Ultron so hot.
And
James
then
Spader's voice.
takes it a different turn.
I'm just too busy wondering how I find a blonde man hot to be like even paying attention to Ultron while I watch
A
this.
blonde man?
A blonde man.
Which one?
Which one?
There's
Christine.
several in the film.
Yes, but who are we talking to? Clearly, I'm talking about Cap. It's just a weird experience.
Okay, but
You
wait,
mean
but wait. This is like one of Thor's best hair movies.
It
Oh,
really
yes. Also confusing. But yeah, it is. Yeah, anyways, I haven't gotten far enough in to like really pay attention to Thor's hair.
I love him so much.
Pretty sure one of the best moments of that entire film is Thor being like, Stanley, don't drink this. And Stanley being like, were you in World War II? And Thor's like, no, but I've been in other wars, you dummy. And that's like the best part. That's like one of my favorite parts of the film.
I haven't gotten to that yet.
I think it's hilarious that we are all like, for the most part, we are on some like level of queerness, and yet we all have like our one Marvel man.
Who doesn't though?
But like above all else, like, and it's like there's no overlap here.
I just love
Ooh,
Thor's,
Margaret
like,
will go for Bucky.
rainbow
If he
vibe.
gets pushed.
But like she's
Of course.
she's mostly sweet.
It's true.
Mm.
Can I have
No,
three
no,
more?
no, hold on.
You can have whoever you want as long as it's not Loki.
Sam or Kat or Steve. All three of them could get it.
I'm just about Sam and but wait, sorry, wait. Did you say Cap or Sam? Because there's only
No, I said
Sam
Sam,
or me.
Bucky, or Steve. I started.
Oh, okay. Because you know that Captain America is Sam.
Yeah.
At the moment, Captain America is Steve.
in our
I was just kidding.
in our timeline right now.
So I think that you guys need to be pruned, and we need to reset this timeline because Sam Wilson is the only Captain America.
I'm not. Stop.
I am not reliving memories, okay? No.
You know, okay, but can we just talk about the fact that, like, spoiler alert, like Loki can fall for himself, and the fans are still more mad about Bruce and Natasha. Like, we will accept almost anything, but that ship was so bad.
Justice for child Loki, though.
See,
Honestly,
the thing is I can get behind Hulk and Natasha, but Bruce and Natasha does not make sense.
But see, Hulk and Natasha make sense like me and Doyle make sense.
True.
okay, the way
Very, very true.
can we talk about the way actually that Natasha, who is usually my queen, but I really do have a problem with her in this film, the way she like completely removes Bruce's agency when he's like, I don't want to be the Hulk anymore, and she pushes him off the cliff thingy.
This is the worst Hulk movie, like including the Hulk movie. Because
I was so mad. I was so mad.
Taika Waititi resurrected Hulk from like a traumatic grave. He was like, you know what? We're gonna bring you back, buddy. We're gonna make you feel good about yourself.
I mean, you literally see the betrayal in his eyes as she pushes him off the platform. I'm just like,
yeah,
like no, but like even at the very beginning in that first like opening scene, Hulk is a bulldog that they let out of the kennel to go deliver their fight and to put back.
calm down, buddy. It's time to go inside. Let's wipe your paws and give you a cookie.
So mad.
And it'd be different if it felt like he was like present, but he's not. He's
Right.
not.
I'm actually
doesn't want to be part
really
of it.
interested with where Hulk is going to go in this next phase now that we've had him in Endgame. But that's another movie.
Yeah.
Can we though agree that like Thor report on Hulk, the screams of his enemy, like the gates of hell are filled with the screams of his enemies, and Natasha being like, the fuck, Thor?
This whole movie is people fucking up and Thor in the background being like, boom, boom, bing. like
I totally get why Bruce is so doesn't like his powers and all that. I also do agree with them that it's not all bad, and that if he has people to help him channel his destructive force, he can actually be a force for good. But that has to be his
autonomy,
choice.
though. He was actively avoiding trying to.
Yeah.
Well, and I think this movie was probably the worst of them.
Yeah.
Because I think after this, like going into Ragnarok, like that's when he starts finding himself again.
But isn't that like still that doesn't that feel so Joss Whedon-y?
Yeah.
Like that thumbprint there of like, we're just gonna remove his agency and make him do something he doesn't want to do with himself for the greater good. I was like,
then you really start to understand too, like the consequences of like superhero movies and like the consequences of property damage, and like you start to realize like they went to a whole ass country, acted up, like literal people's cars and property, and like endangering literal citizens from a different country. And some of these people like they did not ask for this. They did not ask for Americans to show up, fuck shit up, and then just leave. And so it's just like
Zemo's entire estate.
There's so much property damage. So much. Like, can you
also can we just talk about the fact that Tony has, number one, an Iron Legion. He has a robot army that he has created. And number two, he sends them into this town, doesn't bother to make sure that they can speak the language spoken there.
Oh, that made me
They're all giving orders in English in like deep Eastern Europe. I'm like, okay.
Like it's like that's so Tony. Like, Tony, you at least need to like be like, hey guys, there is a very bad person who is going to be targeting your town. You need to take cover. Like,
you think you would have it like, you know how like a lot of things will like rotate through languages, and it'll say the same thing, but like in
multiple
lists, like
that wouldn't be difficult for an AI.
at least do that, bro. That's like at least you could have at least done that at the minimum.
Yeah.
But like you're too smart to have not put something in place.
Like that would not have been difficult to add.
I just got a message from my mom that my stepdad's been in the hospital.
Oh my god.
A piece of plywood fell and hit him in the head.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
He gets staples.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Okay, you can ignore my text message then.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Are you gonna be okay, Christine?
Maybe? Yeah, I'll be okay.
Is your stepdad-
You need
is your
something. I
stepdad
put
okay?
something in the group chat earlier.
I sent it. Well, I asked my mom if he's okay because she just said that he was there for 5 hours and he got his head stapled. But
I mean, that could just be because he was in the hospital with a low grade, not like a lower priority wound.
yeah, like low triage.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
Yeah,
that and
anytime
like
somebody
they probably
mentions
were just
hospital, you freak out.
he went to the hospital in Port Perry, Ontario,
Nice.
which I lived there for a brief time when I was between 3 and 3.5.
Not a very brief time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he was there for 5 hours and she just now texted you, that means he's probably okay.
They're not like his
You need to
brain's
rush to the
falling
hospital
onto the
right now.
floor.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad fell into almost got himself impaled on a bush when I was little. Like we had a bush that was right outside my bedroom window that had been cut, and it was like, I mean, like, so it's the just the sticks and like the angled, like they're basically stakes, and he ended up falling into the window because he was repairing it instead of falling into the bush. And my mom's like, if he'd fallen into he got scratched up from the window, but if he'd fallen into the bush, there would have been like plants through his body. So that's scary.
Oh. Okay,
Anyway.
he doesn't have a concussion. It was just like a lot of like
Blood
damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways.
That sucks though. Head wounds aren't fun.
Yeah, those are bad. But that's a relief that he's okay.
Yeah, exactly, Tanya.
Yeah.
There are computers you can download a language app or program, I'm sure, but you also have to
He could have put Google Translate on his
Google is free.
Right.
Google Translate exists, Tony.
If he can make stuff happen with like screen, like if he can do this without a touch screen and just kind of move his hands and make shit happen, then he can make language stuff.
Right.
And
that's
also, it's just
that's one of my problems with Tony is that he's like the typical American tourist expecting
Can
everyone to
you
speak English.
imagine if somebody had to defend him in any scenario next month? Oh my god. Oh my, that would be so upsetting.
Wait, what happened to Bree?
She left.
I don't think there is any defending Tony.
Bree, we are officially petitioning to rename the team to Team Black Panther.
What team?
Who happens to have Iron Man?
Theoretically, if there were teams being formed,
I like that one better, or Team Black Widow, or any of them. Literally,
Team Black Widow's a turn cloak.
Team Spider-Man.
Black Widow saw sense eventually.
Yeah,
So-
that's what I'm saying. She's a turn cloak.
Let's be honest. Team Black Widow just has Black Widow.
Yeah, true.
It really though. We'll have to talk
She's
about
just
that.
like she's a lone agent.
Mhm.
Like her entire
Not.
purpose is to fix everything. She's like, I'm gonna do the best I can to fix this mess, and I'm gonna do the best I can to keep y'all together. Even though
Can we change our name to Team Bucky?
I wouldn't be mad about that, but like Team Cap fits both Steve and Sam. So.
Okay, then theoretically, if there were teams,
If there
in
were
this
teams,
hypothetical situation, I think Sam should be our thing.
Listen,
Okay. Let's be honest. Everyone knows that part of it is coming.
clearly,
Yeah, but do you know who the sixth member is? Who's the third?
Do you know what you're talking
Do
about?
you know how the teams are going to break up? Because I mean, I feel like we have at least 3 wild cards in this chat. Could be anybody.
Okay, wait. Okay.
Uh-oh, what is Christine doing?
There we go.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Hold on.
So, does anyone want to talk about Iron Man? Or not Iron
No, you
Ant-Man.
do not.
Ant-Man.
You do not.
So,
I love Ant-Man.
okay, so listen, that I know it's like probably not everyone's favorite, but like plot-wise and the way female representation, not the greatest, does not pass the Bechdel test, but okay, whatever. It doesn't pass a lot of other tests either. But like plot-wise and the way they wove everything in, it is one of the best Marvel movies I've watched.
I like it.
Like it's got the plot, it's got the humor, it's got these characters that have
Sam
depth. It has Sam, yes. It has Scott Lang, who
Scott Lang is literally a precious cinnamon roll himbo bean that I want to protect with my whole entire everything.
Like
that was Paul Rudd the movie.
I love him so much. It's literally like Thor and then Ant-Man as Scott Lang and then like other people down. He's just
other people.
Soft bean. I love him.
Well,
I think it's one of the most underrated casting decisions. Like I think we talk a lot about how like nobody could have played Loki better than Tom Hiddleston and nobody could have played Bucky better than Sebastian Stan. I don't think we talk about how perfect the casting was of Scott Lang.
I just love him. Like,
and the funny thing was people really didn't like it when it was announced.
Yeah,
they were like, he can't join the MCU.
He's too old. I know, and I was like, but he doesn't look old. He looks younger than me.
He looks like.
I mean, I have skin damage, so that's not hard.
But anyway, like it's like they kind of did the same thing like they're doing now or did like prior to Loki coming out when they were like, Owen Wilson can't join the MCU.
How dare they, first of all?
Owen Wilson's hot as fuck.
Especially in Loki for some reason.
Wilson is standing next to Tom Hiddleston. He is not hot as fuck, but other times.
He's not where my mind would have gone for that character from the like 2 movies I've seen, but from the 2 episodes I've seen, he does a fantastic job.
He's amazing.
Which is like, as someone who was an actor, I really like that they're giving actors the chance to be these characters that you might not normally. I mean, Paul Rudd is Paul Rudd, and he plays himself in every movie. But like to be these characters you wouldn't necessarily, because like who looks at the Mad Hatter from Once Upon a Time and sees the Winter Soldier? Like,
because that's the only reason I watched that show.
So obviously he's gonna be Steve Rogers. But like some of these castings, it's like but they went on the talent and what they could
and they lean into their caricature of who they are. Like Owen Wilson does not say wow at all in any of the 6 episodes.
We were all waiting for it and it never came. But I was waiting for your jet ski more.
I agree.
So true. So true.
No, Louise and Cassie were the treasures of that movie.
No,
and the Russian dude.
I loved Cassie.
She's just a kid.
She was. I know.
I love her more in the second one than I do the first one.
I'm just saying, like, hot take: Morgan Stark is cuter in her movie.
Oh, she's definitely cuter. But like, listen,
First of all, the actress they have play Cassie Lang in Endgame is like definitely could be related to Paul Rudd. But like this child is not Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
She had an affair. That is not Paul Rudd. Second of all, Morgan Stark was much cuter.
So cute.
Oh, absolutely. Like that's Iron Man's daughter. You have to go with the cutie for Iron Man's daughter.
It's not that the actress isn't cute. It's that I found her annoying. She was like, and I was like,
Oh, see, I loved the moment. Well, maybe I loved it more because Scott knew his daughter, but I love that moment where she gets this ugly toy and she's so excited for it. Like you could see
So
what's
ugly. I love it.
I know you could see what's his face waiting for this child to freak out and for like him to and she's like, yes.
wait though. Speaking about what's his face, that was a great stepdad moment.
Yeah.
He's a good stepdad, and I feel like because I have a stepdad that's really awesome, even if he's currently got two staples in his head. I love it because it's so easy to make step-parents the villains in every movie.
Yeah.
I love seeing a good stepdad.
Yeah. I don't
really love them.
The one thing that really bugged me about him is that he was so just like anti-Scott because Scott was an ex-con.
Okay, well, ACAB.
Like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
ACAB.
And then I did have issues with how whatever her name, mom, like put the boundaries because I'm like the first they were way out of whack for what like even what DCF requires from people to get their kids back.
Yeah, the mom was kind of a jerk because like
the problem with her was that
we don't know the backstory. Like we don't know because like you start Scott's story when he's getting out of prison. So like you don't know that history. So I get like I can understand where like she would be coming from, like provided it met what the history was.
I understand the fact that she what
was the order?
She went to prison, and so she had to deal with we don't know if she knew or didn't know about what he was doing behind. Like, you don't know if he was doing it behind her back or if she knew about it and didn't want him to do it. So you have to think like him going to prison could have possibly been a betrayal, and regardless if he was a good or a bad father before that, which I'm assuming he was a good father because he gave
like a really
so much more of a shit than my own dad gives even much about me. So it's like if he gave like that much of a shit wanting to get out of prison and like wanting to get his life back together, most of the problems that she had with Scott himself were just because of what was the betrayal of him going to prison and then her having to deal with the aftermath and dealing with
she definitely needs some therapy. She needs some therapy.
But I feel like you can't
but I understand where she's coming from.
I know that Maggie or whatever her name is hasn't seen Endgame yet. She's not quite there yet. But you can't tell me that man is not a good father when he just friggin' sprinted the length of San Francisco or whatever city they're in to get to his daughter. Just the first thing he did was to make sure she was okay. Like
my issue is not the fact that she's saying, "Hey, these are the parameters that need to be met for you to be able to see Cassie." The fact. My issue was that she was like, you need to get an apartment before you can even see her. I'm like, no, he doesn't need an apartment until he's trying to do overnights. Like the way the first priority should be you need to get a job, but he should also have supervised visitation.
I was going to say supervised visitation.
I'm saying that as someone who works with DCF all the time. Yeah. He should have supervised visitation unless there was a reason for him not to be around that child. Like an actual concrete reason he abused her, something happened. Like he should.
And most importantly, she wanted to see him.
Yes.
Like if the child is asking for visitation, right? Like if the child is like, I don't really want to see dad, then that's one thing.
Yeah. And I have kids that are like that, or we have kids that come in that are like that. But like bare minimum should have been job first. They shouldn't have even worried about the apartment until they were talking about overnight.
She wasn't talking about like the legal, like sure, if he would have pushed back and said legally, I only have to do this and then I can see her, that would be a whole other story. But she's just setting like her own boundaries, like, her expectations because she's so disappointed in what happened.
And I understand that. I just like the priorities are out of whack because like he can't get the apartment until he gets the job. And at this point, she is punishing her daughter.
We all know that the housing market is
there. He lashed out in anger, and I think that's like she needs therapy. But like
we all need family therapy.
And everybody knows that as somebody who has been to prison, it's super easy to find a nice apartment.
Right.
No,
It's super easy to find a job.
I mean, honestly, I read that as her just trying to basically get him out of her life in general. And so she set these sky high expectations, hoping that he would, crumble and leave again.
Which doesn't make sense based on what we saw with Scott and Cassie at that.
Well, I don't I don't think she was necessarily. I mean, she's looking out for Cassie, but she's also looking out for herself. And she's like, I've moved on. Like, I have my own little family unit now. You don't need to be a part of this.
Yeah. Which again is not fair to the child. That's what frustrates. That's not fair to the child. It's not fair to Scott.
And guys, listen, I too have a daughter named Cassie. And if I broke the law and was separated from her, you know that I'm going to be doing all kinds of things to get visitation. So, including murdering anybody that had her.
So, anyways, that was my thing. Was like the priorities were off. That was the thing that bothered me, and also the fact that I think this movie does a really good job of critiquing our criminal justice system and how society acts to people who because I worked with felons at my old job, because our warehouse was one of the few places that would work with work release and would work with people that had been arrested for low-level drug charges. Like, a lot of our people had been arrested on drug use or possession, that kind of thing. So I was sitting there watching Scott try to get a job and everything, and just I'm like, I know how hard this is for.
I was feeling for that guy so hard, because I've had relatives that have gone to prison and they trying to get their life back together. It's just
Look at the deck stacked against them.
Yeah,
super stacked. And it's not let's also remember, first of all, abolish prisons, get rid of them. Fully believe that. Get rid of them. It's a broken system. But let's also remember that Scott went to prison for hacking.
Yeah.
He did not go to prison for anything that endangers his child.
Yeah.
It should be full on illegal for employers to be able to ask about your criminal history outside of violent
or sexual crimes. Yeah.
Well, I consider that a violent crime.
Right, yeah, but if you're, I feel like you should be able to ask if they're on the fucking sex offenders registry.
I mean,
you know what I mean? But you hacking. He went for hacking. It's not like he brought Cassie around a boatload of heroin.
Yeah, you shouldn't be allowed to ask about nonviolent offenses, because that is how the prison industrial complex works, is with low level offenses that should not.
He was super clear about what he thought about assault. He was like, I hate when people hurt other. He didn't like that. So you see how clear he is on just regular cat burglary versus
And it's funny. It also shows you how whistleblowers get treated, because he was doing something that was moral and ethical, but he still got sent to prison for it. So
#Scott Lang is a good dude.
Justice for Scott Lang.
Yeah.
Stuck in the quantum realm for 5 years.
It was only 5 hours.
Spoilers.
Poor Scott. Poor Scott's so positive in every scenario. He's so upbeat.
Out of all of the Marvel characters, Scott is the one that I would in fact want to be my spouse in real life.
10 out of 10 would take care of you.
He has a great sense of humor. He's fun. Well, that's the same thing. He's caring. He pays attention to people. I almost said he has a great sense of humor and he's funny. But he's very sweet, and he stands women's rights.
He also gives off pretty hardcore bi vibes. This whole your butt, Mr. America.
Right. It was the saddest thing. No, so there was this tweet.
Even the straight boys like Captain America.
No, there was a tweet that kind of went viral on TikTok. Everyone started talking about it. About how it was which Avenger would be MAGA and why is it Scott Lang? And then everyone on TikTok is like, no, it wasn't.
He lived in California.
Well, beyond that, he is the opposite of that.
I'm gonna be honest. It would be Tony.
It would be Tony. It would 100%
Tony.
Well, it would 100% be for the
wait. It'd be Clint.
It would also be probably be Clint.
Yeah, it'd be Clint.
It would definitely be.
I mean,
but like, it would also be Iron Man
fine.
only for a fiscal reason. Like, you have
exactly.
Like,
a lot of billionaires.
Yeah.
Or
Although I don't know, because I can see Tony. Now that I think about it, I can see Tony getting behind him for A. Like,
I could also see that after Trump called Africa shithole countries, the Dora Milaje just like
making everything
his
easier
life
for us.
really sneakily.
like ending his life.
Like, you said what now?
And in breaking news,
this really hot woman with a spear skewered Donald Trump like a pork kebab, and no one's mad about it.
Dora Milaje, they would be way smarter than that. We would never even know they did.
You never know. It'd be
Never
Io.
know.
It'd be Io, like,
And they would have done
around the city like in
the
Captain or like
whole
in
world a
Captain
favor.
Yeah.
Listen, if they are real, we would not know.
No, we would not.
We would not know. So, like,
but if they were real, it would have happened.
Yeah.
So I think it proves that it's not.
that they are not real.
Like, if anyone's watching,
I take it back. Tony would not be MAGA. I'm sorry. No, he would not, because, like,
What?
he would be fiscally Republican, and so would probably vote Republican like 9 times out of 10.
Okay, but let's think about where we met Tony in movie 1. You know he was a Bush supporter.
he would
yeah.
he definitely would have then. But, like, now I feel like he would.
He probably voted for he would have voted for Trump in 2016, but not in 2020.
Yeah, but he would have been really behind McCain.
Oh yeah,
He would
Probably.
have been a McCain fuckboy. Like,
he would have like paid for all of McCain's campaign.
yeah, like he's the reason McCain had a campaign. He funded it.
Can I just this is nothing to do with what you're talking about right now, but like, why was Hope such a bitch?
I don't love her.
I don't blame her, honestly, because, like, I totally understood that she was mad because her dad was like she was the one, like, she knew she could have done it, and her dad was bringing in this random dude. So I totally understood her frustration and her anger. Like, was it fair to Scott? No, but, like, she absolutely was 100% right to be mad.
They gave poor Evangeline Lilly the worst script,
The worst
and
wig.
the worst Bob.
It was like Iron Man 1 level of Pepper Potts. Like,
Yeah.
You're not gonna
what
have
was the
any
thought
meaningful
process
lines.
that she was given.
Can you just frown more? Thanks.
She was powerful, but she was not nice.
No.
Whereas when you see her in
towards the end of the movie, I did like that kind of progression where we see her while she's putting on that act with what's his face, who I don't even remember, and then we see her have the moments that she has.
100%. 100%.
True.
because like we all watched her in Lost and we were all like, she's a babe, and then she in that movie you're like,
Someone saw Edna Mode and was like, "This will work."
then she's a babe again in Ant-Man and the Wasp. So it's like, why did they make her so weird?
But see, that's the
God.
thing. If there was if it had been written in text, like as like a hate to love romance style, 10 out of 10 would have read it, would have loved it, rated it 5 stars.
But we don't get enough of like the progression. I think it's just like she hates him, she hates him, she hates him, she hates him. They're kissing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Well, then she's really powerful. Like, she really is powerful. She proved that she could do it multiple times.
She's way more competent than Scott.
I
in
know
every
she doesn't
situation.
hate him after the conversation in the car.
Yeah.
So like once you get the conversation in the car, there's an entire change in their relationship. Now, I do think that the kissing thing was more that it's just two people who are realizing they are mutually attracted to each other, not necessarily that they are in love yet. So they're just like, you are here and I want to kiss you and you don't have a problem with it, so let's kiss.
I just think their relationships, like I want them to be oh no. Oh no. Oh, poor Evangeline. They took a Canadian and they massacred her. But
Just give her glasses and she's ending alone as a younger self.
No capes for you.
I think that Michael Douglas and Evangeline Lilly did a great job of playing father and daughter.
They did.
Like that to me was really believable, but I still don't. I believe in Scott's feelings for Hope, but I don't know if I necessarily believe in their relationship overall. Still wearing that in the.
Okay, but name one relationship in the entire
Yeah,
MCU that's actually happened that is a strong relationship.
That is
They rolled on top of each other in a field of flowers.
Okay, but
I feel like
they went to couples therapy.
Excluding
Pepper are kind of there because we do get to I think Tony and Pepper are the ones that have
I do agree. Tony and
yeah,
Pepper.
but the most relationship build with them.
But that's 5+ movies in where they are the main character.
Yeah. I also think MJ and Pete, they did a good job of building their relationship.
That is a YA novel.
Yes.
Pete and MJ, YA novel. All the other ones, actual adult relationships. So basically, the MCU cannot.
You know what? Actually, I did like Black Panther and Nakia.
Yeah, I did like them.
They're because she's such a babe, and the lengths she goes to get him back, I thought was like.
But I don't think that's. I mean, I guess I don't.
That was the start of something. I don't think there was so much. You could see that they were going to go so much deeper with that. I'm sad we don't get to see that.
Yeah, same. I think for a first movie, and what probably was going to be a trilogy, right? I think that was that was a really good way to end a first movie with a budding couple.
Right.
Was for sure better than Steve and Sharon.
Steve Rogers, so many bad relationships. So many.
Can you imagine being Bucky Barnes and sitting there and watching him just go through shallow relationship after shallow relationship, and you're like, I've been here since 1917 waiting. Is it my turn yet?
Oh my god.
Natasha, terrible relationships. That are just thrown at her and be
sorry, wait, were you just slandering the original first Avenger Steve and Peggy? Because that was pretty decent. That was. Okay.
Yes, I was.
Yeah, I also agree with you. Do you remember when Peggy met that waitress in her show and they had?
I haven't watched that show because I refuse to, because I know that ending gets undone by what happens at Endgame.
Yeah, and I'm just saying Peggy has way more chemistry with every single person in that movie.
I'm just saying, no.
There's a beautiful woman and a beautiful man that Peggy is having.
And here's the thing about MCU and relationships: when they do have something that actually starts going, then they just fuck it up and send someone 50 years in the past.
Again, or they don't do it at all because they could have. That's my thing. That's what makes me so mad is the reason they had to send someone 50 years in the past is because they didn't build something for that person in the future.
Because he forgot. Right? Because he forgot that Sharon was a criminal on the run. He just forgot to help her. He was like, that girl who got my shield for me and I made out with it, where is she now? On the run for her life.
In his defense, he was also on the run for his life. So,
in his defense, he got Bucky Barnes a full pardon.
I haven't seen
this is spoilers.
The Winter Soldier yet, so I don't know what the F you're talking about, Chris.
I'm just saying Steve Rogers is a fucking tool, is what I'm saying.
If you're
I'm not gonna lie, he really is.
My point stands. The MCU does not know how to do relationships.
They don't. They don't know how to write justice of mental health for any of these characters. They're traumatized. Whatever. They're fine. They're fine.
No, but Thor's relationship. What the fuck was that? That just fizzled into nothing.
It's the C plot for them is they're they throw the romance in there because they feel it needs romance, but it's not something that they're interested in developing.
Yeah, and the best Thor movie had no romance.
In the first Thor movie, it was cute, but then after that, it was
But Thor 3, they had Valkyrie there as a platonic
Right.
They had
They
Bruce.
never tried to do anything with it, and it's the best Thor movie.
It's
Mm-hmm.
But also, I bet you anything if Taika Waititi had wanted to write a relationship for Thor, he could have done it so well.
Doable
He
to
would've.
do good relationships in action movies. It is, you're able to do that. Nobody was interested in actually making real, like,
Not okay.
real relationships.
He's such a tool, guys. He did this to Sharon, he did it to Bucky, and then
I also think that that's a general problem.
And you still want to be on Team Cap.
You're gonna be okay.
wait, no, I want to be on Team Cap because Sam Wilson is Captain America.
But not at this point.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyways.
I remember Cap going like Steve Rogers as Cap going down on the ice in 1945, and then literally it's just been Sam ever since.
How did they get the shield back then?
Right, yeah.
Fucking Black Panther just made him a new one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It makes
Just
sense.
painted it.
Anyways, I think that is in general a problem with Hollywood when it comes to action movies is they throw the romance in there and they don't like it's doable to build it, but it's a trap they fall into a lot of the time that they'll have that romance in there with no development.
But here's the thing. I can forgive that in a standalone action movie.
Mm-hmm.
But we are 25 movies in.
Right?
How
They
about
should know how to do relationships. But like,
And then, wait, guys! We're forgetting Wanda and Vision. They're good.
They are.
They're
fair.
adorable.
Fair.
They're
Okay.
so cute.
Fair.
But again, like
So
they get the attention they
it's
deserve.
about
But he's not
humans.
even human.
If it's humans, they suck at the relationships.
You're right. or you could look at it this way, Brie. Robots are hotter.
You know, that's fair.
I got a point, yeah.
Hmm.
How about those
Anyways.
boss battles? What did we do again?
Is there anything else we want to talk about with the movies before we go on? Because it's been like an hour and we still
Michelle
have
says, how did you do with those boss battles? I did good. I used the
First-
Fury.
Let's
Anyone,
not
does anyone want to see my bullet journal?
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Show me.
Just for
I
August.
love it.
Whoa.
Yeah, I saw your post. I saw your Instagram
I was
post.
yeah,
It
because
was
my
cute.
printer, I can't print anything right now, and I was like, well, I don't want to go to the library, so I was like, I'll just doodle something.
That's
So
so
that's that,
cute.
right? And then my home goods is just a sticker, and it says, "Hi, I'm Scott."
I love.
And then I have the paprika,
Yes.
right? Okay, and then I have notes, and it's a prescription pad from the,
for
the desk
Strange?
of Stephen Strange, right?
Nice.
And then there's an ant with the van stamp
It's
at the
Anthony.
I
bottom.
love
Yeah,
it.
Anthony. I'm not
Okay.
good at drawing ants.
Can
And
we
then-
discuss the fact that they have a giant pet ant now?
That can
Right?
play
Isn't
the
it great?
drums.
Right?
You know? And then I just have like a sticker.
Oh
a
yeah,
TV.
that's so cute.
Guys, you know what I realized?
Hmm.
What?
In Infinity War, that ant gets snapped, and you never see it come back in Endgame.
Oh,
You
okay.
never, yeah, he vanished because like one of the end credit scene. You see him, you see the ant snap.
Okay.
Why don't I remember
Anyway.
this?
So
Because
Wow.
everyone blocks out Ant-Man and the Wasp.
it's true. So I tried
It's
to
not
make the
Marvel's
books
finest film.
from the library in Doctor Strange. Those are supposed to be books. I'm not very good at this.
I can't.
I love
No,
it.
no, you're doing great. I just was for some reason I thought that A, like my brain saw that A as an R for a hot minute, and so I thought it said rug, and I was like, why does it say rug? And then I was like, oh no, you just can't see.
And then I have this,
Oh,
right?
I love
The
it.
elevator's not worthy.
And then I have the bottom. Great job, guys. Love Scott.
Aw, that's so good. I love it. That is the best line in the entire movie. Is the elevator's not worthy.
So
If I
good.
could pick one character to be my dad,
Scott.
you know it's Scott. Like you're saying your husband, I want him to be my dad.
I mean, I wouldn't mind to being my dad either. So
Okay. So, last battles. First off, can we give Christine a round of applause for how amazing that got
Thank you.
was?
I was Ultron.
No,
No one is surprised by that. I think they all figured it out by now.
You know somebody's surprised though. There's at least one person that's like, "What?"
I thought it was Margaret.
Koopa would have been surprised.
Don't cyberbully when we're live.
I'm
Do
not
it when we're private.
Anyway, so that was such a fun boss battle, and like, here's the thing: that boss battle has been in the works since like April.
Mhm.
I feel like it was the end of
What happened?
The end of Loki.
Boss battle in the notes app on my phone. And I looked at Alex, who was dead asleep, and I was like, I can't sleep. And he was like, why can't you sleep? I'm too busy thinking about Ultron. And he was like,
I can't
Are you thinking about Ultron right now?
he was like, go up, leave me alone. Remember that? Remember when you did that? Remember when I did that to you? Yeah. But
my job is just like, I wish I could come up with these great ideas like that. My job is just to be like, okay, guys, but what if we made it worse?
Yeah, exactly.
Great idea.
yeah, and you guys will
Not to
help me
cause
for
more
sure.
pain because I have a way we can escalate this.
Yes.
Mhm.
Although I will
If any of
say
you were
the rhythm
If
attack.
any of you were like hurt by the mini attacks, those were Brianna. She added those.
Yes,
Brianna
she
was like,
did.
let's make it worse today.
I was
And I was like, okay.
I was like, that's really easy. Like all
People
they
are
have to
gonna
do
get
in
bored.
8 hours is join a sprint. What if? What if the robots
So-
attack?
It was definitely a team effort, but I did in a late night maniacal insomniac breakdown. Write that in like 10 minutes, that whole thing.
The
So
real director for Ultron was Christine. We were just actors playing our parts, which we
that was the
discovered
most fun part of it.
as we were doing it.
So does anyone want to start a server where we just role play Marvel characters? It has to be safe for work. I'm sorry, no sexual content, but I'm just saying.
The whole reason why I even read 2 books during that weekend was purely because of Christine.
Nice.
Nice.
I read Heartstopper Volume 1 and Volume 2, and then I was reading Tools of Engagement.
Nice. They love that.
I'm so happy people had fun.
I succeeded in everything except for the stupid 400 pages, and I was real close.
I used Nick
Real
Fury
close.
to get to do that one. I was just like, there's no way I'm going to make it. I'm not even
I
going to
used
try any
Star-Lord.
longer. I have Nick Fury.
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
did
if
you
I
use
had-
You know
I
the
had
funny
a
thing
different
is, guys,
power.
I designed the whole fucking challenge, and then the day of realized I had 3 hours to read for 9 hours. Like I had only given myself 3 hours to do the entire challenge, and I was like,
Yeah,
"You fucking killed yourself."
that was because 3 of us had the Vaultathon live show, and so we're all like, oh my god, if we hadn't had this live show, we could have done
Right.
it. But no, we have
Yeah.
this live show. That wasn't smart planning. Although I had that planned before we chose the weekend for Ultron.
But we chose the weekend for Ultron based on the fact that it was also Vaultathon.
No,
We were
remember we were trying not
No,
to.
no,
but
we
we had
chose it to
schedule stuff
Queen's
that like we
wedding.
had to have it that weekend.
But we specifically were like, oh, we can just double up reading sprints.
No, it was Dad's wedding.
Well, that was the weekend. Yeah,
That was why we chose that weekend, because we were going to move it, and then we were like, okay, we'll just have to make it work with Vaultathon. We can make these 2 crossover.
Yeah.
So,
Congratulations, Dad.
again.
it wasn't a surprise. We knew they were going to overlap.
Yeah.
We just didn't think about
We didn't think
that.
through the whole live
It
show
would
thing.
have worked fine, except for the fact that the 400 pages time and the live show overlapped.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
our thing that we didn't.
I was thinking of like in my brain, I was just thinking about the moment when Ultron posted shit in the Discord, and people would be like, "Oh no, Ultron!" Even though like I feel like people were just like, "Shut the fuck up, robot." But
That's so funny. I
don't
thought
think I
about
was
doing it
thinking about
earlier in the
myself.
day.
sorry.
No, go ahead. I said I thought about doing it earlier in the day, but I couldn't remember whether or not Bree still had church. So,
Oh, the live show.
yeah, alas.
Oh, but like I didn't think about like factoring my own reading life into it. I just thought about ways to gag the audience. Like that's all.
honestly, that's one of the hardest, and that's one of the things that I was thinking about during this is that it's hard to host a challenge and also
And do it.
I mean, I feel like Christine should just have gotten the prizes for Ultron anyways for doing all of this. So,
but
I
like,
did.
it is hard. To,
I
like,
used Star-Lord, but
I mean, it worked. It worked.
yeah.
So,
All right.
but yes, it was such a fun readathon or weekend.
did anyone get new recommendations for the Ant-Man boss battle?
I haven't I've been adding them to the story. I haven't looked through them in depth yet, but I have seen some things pop up that I was like, oh, yeah, I guess that is under 300 pages, and I didn't even think of it.
It's funny because under 300 pages is not always considered a small book.
Yeah.
I mean, it is because, like, if you think about like the audiobook for that is only like maybe 6 or 7 hours.
Right.
Well, I mean,
And I
it's a
think the
small
main
book.
reason we
No,
chose
yeah.
it was for the group books to be able to.
That's why we did
So
that.
it's like, you know, it's
Just
like a medium to small.
But
You
it
know,
doesn't
it's
necessarily
like-
mean novella.
Right. But I think like the one that surprised me was Enchantment of Ravens. I didn't realize was under
Yeah.
pages.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
still needed to do my post
really
for that.
good.
Needed to do my post for that and didn't get it.
It's a little late now.
I posted it literally 10 minutes before we started. I was
Yeah,
like,
thank
I'm going
you.
to put in what is necessary for this, and then I will add in the rest of the caption.
Yeah.
Posted it immediately after I posted it on Instagram. Like I dropped the
Yeah.
instructions and then made a reel.
I
Yeah.
posted it this morning only because I'm weird about like the colors in my Instagram feed, and I was like, oh, I need a specific background for this.
Oh, I took the picture earlier this morning, like way earlier this morning. I just didn't get to it until now because I had to go get my nose swabbed and then I had to run errands.
I have it in the caption of my latest post. I'm like, does it count? You know, it counts.
It
It
counts.
does. Mine literally said, what are some of, like, mine was like, these are some of my favorite short books. Hashtag Battle Yellow Jacket. That was my caption. And then as we were talking, as we were leading up to the live show, I finished the caption.
There you go. That works.
So
Yeah, I had intentions. It just,
Nailed it.
but it was a back burner thing because I wanted to finish this.
Yeah.
And then I
yeah,
didn't.
same.
finish it.
Is that a
I did
segue?
an audiobook.
Is that as a segue?
Is that a
It's a
segue?
good segue. We can use it. It wasn't an intentional one, but it is a good segue.
Great.
Before we segue,
No announcing segue.
You're down
Before
here.
we
I'm
segue,
still
do
up
we-
here.
do we want to do real quick non-spoiler announcements for like what next week's group book is and what movies we're watching?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
so if you haven't
That
finished
way I
the
can
book
write it down.
and you don't want to hear me talk about Toon Day, then yeah, here are the announcements.
Hold on. let me just I'm gonna do something real quick.
Let's go ahead and announce we have the books for the rest of the year.
We do.
So let's go ahead and announce those. So August is going to be the Midnight Library.
Which you guys already knew for a while.
Yeah. Some of you guys have already finished it. It is a really quick read. Like, it's a reread.
That is it under 300 pages?
It's
That
like
might-
90 or something.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, so this could
I
have
gotta get it from my library. So
Yeah, that's why we
I'm
set
writing things
the
down.
thing as 300 so that we could include this so it would more.
Yeah, that's right.
On your board.
Right.
That's
And
I
then
didn't know that.
Strategy.
Somebody was gonna do 200, I think, because we mentioned. I don't remember.
Bree, you have all the physical books, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
Okay, so September is the things that she's seen.
Yup.
By who?
And then Ezekiel Quamalena.
And there is a alternative title to it, I think.
Yeah.
And we have it in
Color
the
Crow. Yeah,
Um,
and that's in, I believe, maybe the UK, definitely Australia has the alternative title, I would think, because they're Australian.
Oh, okay.
They're different.
Yeah, they're Australian Indigenous.
Gotcha.
Oh, I thought you were just saying that only the country of Australia had the different. I'm like, those Australians can't keep the same title as the rest of us.
No,
Sounds more like they changed the title for our side of the world.
We have the
Yeah.
book.
No, but
Yeah.
it makes more sense now that I know that.
Right.
But before, I thought it was like American or Canadian Indigenous. So I
yeah.
was like, you just changed it for Australia.
Oh, hey, my library
Yeah,
has
it's
the
the other
audio.
way around. They changed it for.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
So that's September's book. October's book is These Violent Delights. Nope, not
Oh,
Violent Delights.
I open a mustache.
Spoiler alert.
And for those of you in the US, that is a book of the month book, like an add-on. So if you wanted to like add that to your box that comes out tomorrow. And then November.
I got to pick this one.
Yes. Firekeeper's Daughter. I don't remember the author of that one either.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who
Interlane
has,
Bully.
thank you.
I'm so excited to read this one.
So am I.
Right?
I almost got that at the bookstore, but I was like, no, I need to order these online where they will be slightly discounted for me.
One of my good
thought
friends
it-
is
Target.
Ojibwe speaking Anishinaabe, so I'm very excited to like
And that like might be the prettiest cover of 2020.
have like life. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely of the year, maybe of life.
Yeah.
And then December's book. Oh yeah, sorry.
Ending, just a little insight, like just a squish, because we haven't. Bear and I haven't talked about it like out there yet, but this will line up with at least one of the Indigathon prompts.
Ooh,
Good.
Awesome.
win-win.
Yeah.
Thank you for making that easy.
It's helpful when you run multiple readathons and you can find
Well,
Why do you think the Vaultathon book met some prompts for last month?
like I said, technically two, depending on some other things that will come to light when we make the announcement.
I'm excited to hear that.
I'm excited. Very cool. And then December's book is going to be Ace of Spades.
Which Mitchell and I have to read this month.
Yay!
You could always reread it.
I will, just so that I can get the multiple boards that will be coming out in December. So I can get it on all of them.
Yes. for reasons.
I'm just trying to.
So
get
we'll
the-
write
get
all
these
that.
ones I have.
We'll write that out in the Discord and on Twitter in the next few hours, if we remember correctly. But that way, like if you aren't watching this, you will still get to. Although people tend to like drop it in the chat as soon as we say something anyway. So thanks for that.
I got
We'll put it in the announcements.
I got it.
Do we have any other announcements?
Movies. What movies are we watching and what dates?
The next movie is going to be on a day.
Iron Man 4.
That doesn't exist yet, Christine. August. Are we doing the 7th and the 21st or the 14th and the 28th?
7th.
Okay, so August 7th is going to be
Civil War.
Civil War.
Civil War. And I'm not
Avengers 2.5 Civil War.
Iron Man 4.
I am not,
4. Okay, I agree.
I'm not saying that it's really important for you to watch that and be there with everybody, but I'm not saying that either.
I'm also saying that if you care about, like, if you have a passion for one of those sides, maybe make sure that you're reading the lines that before we watch that film.
Before we watch that movie. Yeah.
There might be a hint in my TBR that's coming out tomorrow. Pay attention to my TBR that's coming out tomorrow. Which
Hypothetically, if things were happening.
Hypothetically,
that was important.
Yeah. So anyways, that would be important for you to read. And then the
21st.
There you go. Thank you. Then August 21st will be the next movie.
Spider-Man?
Yes.
Okay.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
This is a good back-to-back to like lighten the mood.
Like, I
That
love
is
the fact
drama.
that Peter Parker exists in all of his various forms.
It's like the perfect timing for it.
And I also have
Let's give you all the drama, and then let's give you some sweet cinnamon roll vibes after the fact to make up
I
for
also
it.
have like a really like strong message for those of you out there that haven't read the Civil War comic. Do it so that we can fight properly. If you come to fight me having not read the comic about it, I'm right. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Well,
I don't want to hear shit about Bucky. He's not in the comic. Anyways. Toonday Defense Squad, we'll be right back.
Okay, so are those all the announcements?
Yeah, I think so.
The item.
I wrote it down.
Yes, the item
The item for this,
for August.
yeah, should be okay. So last month's was the Reality Stone. Yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah. It was the red one, right? Was it the red one? I can't remember. I haven't looked at the graphic in too long.
Yeah, I don't remember, to be honest.
Okay, well, it's the next Infinity Stone that came up, so give me a second.
The
No,
comic.
it would be the Space Stone. No, the Space Stone was first. The blue one was first.
Yeah, it was Space Stone, Reality Stone, and then Power Stone.
I also don't know which one's which, other
Yeah.
than that the green
Yeah,
one
so it's
is
the
the
Power
timey-wimey
Stone.
one.
The tiny-wimey one.
The Power Stone goes with this one.
This is I'm like, the purple one is the dancing one.
Yeah.
The green one is the necklace.
The blue one is the staff.
Scepter, yeah.
Yeah, and then that's the Mind Stone. That's the one that's in Vision's head.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the scepter is the blue one.
No, the blue one is the Tesseract, right?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
the blue one is the Tesseract. And then,
Vision's
I think
head
they're
is
both
the
blue.
other one.
yeah.
And then the red
Reality.
one is the ether, right?
Yep.
It's Jane Foster.
Yeah. So that's how I remember them. I'm like, purple equals dancing.
Yeah, and the red one is the Reality.
Oh my god.
So that's the item.
Yes.
Now we can talk about this book.
Okay.
I'm
we want
like
to talk
ready.
about-
I'm ready for debates.
I'm ready for book 2.
I have book 2.
You wanna send me a PDF?
Do you?
The
Well, I
setup.
mean, it's just sent to my Kindle, but I could give you my Kindle login.
Could
But then
you
you So many.
download it as an EPUB?
Maybe I could look.
Guys,
Mitchell and I have been discussing this too because he got approved for one I didn't.
What?
I lied. This one is
Did you
supposed to
request
be
it?
the Reality Stone. I just
Mitchell-
went to the wrong one.
I couldn't find it.
I'll send you the link
Thank you.
to at least request it. But this one, it's okay. So this is the first in a duology.
Yes.
Okay.
Which I think is the appropriate length
So
for this story.
For the-
I'm glad she chose that.
here's the thing. I love duologies because trilogies feel like they could be duologies with like this sagging middle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All
like,
the trilogies do.
You have to be careful with trilogies because I think that there are trilogies out there that nail that second book really well, and there are trilogies out there like the Otherworld trilogy. I stopped reading it after the second book because I was like, this book didn't need to exist. What was the point of it?
So like the Poppy War, excellent middle book.
Yeah.
Christine, Cover Your Ears. Girls of Paper and Fire, good first book. Terrible second
The
book.
first book was actually so bad, but okay.
I read it like in 2018. It was
So did I, and I was like, you know what? Can I just say?
What's yours?
I have since taken down a review of Paper Girls, but one of the meanest you can say a lot of things to me on my channel. I have gotten a lot of hate comments, but the only comment that ever hit me hard was one woman commented on my Girls of Paper
and Fire.
That's the one. She commented on that review and was like, well, clearly you've never been R-worded. Otherwise, you would like this book. And I was like,
Oh no! What the fuck?
yeah. And I was
would
like,
beat a bitch down.
I was literally like, you cannot know that. And I also say in the video that I had been. So, like, what are you talking about? Anyways, yeah, that was the worst comment I've ever got.
But anyway, like all that to be said, like middle books struggle
They do.
so much.
Yeah. And I think I like you can see that she is setting this up to be a duology, and she knows it's going to be a duology when she writes this. I really appreciated that.
That was the thing. Like with Girls of Paper and Fire, it was supposed to be a duology,
And then the publishing companies
wanted a third.
Yeah.
Like,
And so the second book is so boring.
So, like, Darker Shade of Magic, the second book, until you've read the third book, like there's like you are gonna sit there and go, why do we have this middle book? Like little happened.
You're wrong.
No, wait.
You're wrong. Which
part am I wrong about, Christine?
Alucard is in that book.
Hold on, Christine. I'm getting to a point.
Alucard is in that book. He's in that book. Alucard is my sexuality.
Christine, this is one of my favorite series.
He is a pirate that's bisexual.
Can I finish my point? I finish my point?
Absolutely not.
When you read it the first time, the second book feels really, really lackluster. But when you reread the series,
that's your experience.
Would you shut up for 2 seconds, please?
Absolutely not. When it's about Alucard.
When you reread the second book, it makes sense in the whole of the trilogy, if that makes sense. Like, it feels like a weak book when you're just reading it by itself. But once you get to the whole trilogy, you're like, oh, okay, this is why this book had to happen. Christine.
Okay, so this book is not...
I agree, actually. You are right, Christine.
Yeah, he's hotter than me, too.
Christine,
he's so hot.
I'm sensing a lot of...
It is not hard to be hotter than I am.
He's just one of my favorite characters, I think, ever. So I'm like, the first time I read that book and I heard that everyone hated the sequel, I was like, oh
no, I enjoyed it. Again, one of my favorite series. But I do think the people that have comments on like the plot and the pacing and does this move the story forward, when you've only read the first 2 books, I think they have points. But like, if you see the whole trilogy as a whole, you understand the point of the second book. Does that make sense?
But the point of the second book is a sexy pirate with deep emotions.
Also, the point of the second book is like the anticipation of events happening. Like, that's the entire thing drawing the second book together. Like,
I can get that if you're reading it for Kel and Lila, but I was reading it for Alucard and Rye.
Well, and not just that, like the games. Oh yeah, I understand. Like, I totally understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. All right. On to the we're supposed to be talking about.
Round,
not talking about a book that was written by a white woman instead.
Okay. So, what do we all rate this?
4 stars.
I'm struggling between 3.5 and 4.
I gave it 5.
Yeah,
I love this so much.
I totally knew that you would.
Yeah, when she was messaging me,
3.5 or a 4 for me too. I haven't totally finished it yet, but when I first started, like the first 20 pages, I was like, oh no. And then it got so much better after that. Those first 20 pages were like,
those are rough to get through.
It was hard because I'm reading 2 books right now that like the main character, like several of the main characters think that they are trash because of things like the way people have treated them. And I'm just sitting there going, oh my God, please, can someone just tell these children that they deserve to exist?
Yeah.
And that they don't.
Mitchell gave it 5 stars.
I don't remember. Did you actually, Mitch? I thought you gave it 3.
So
Mitch and I were roasting it. I liked it a lot, and Mitch and I were roasting it. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Can we roast?
Oh, he's talking about me giving it 5.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
I don't know.
Wow,
Probably
okay,
a 4-star for me too, because I haven't read a fantasy in so long, and I probably should have read a fantasy before this, because I was like, wait, what is happening?
Yeah.
It's way too real life for me. So I was like, shutting down.
So
Mitchell and I rewrote it in our text threads. We rewrote it so that Layla was the main character, and the book was over in 30 pages.
Yep, that's exactly what we did.
And again, I liked it a lot, but we were like, if this was about Layla, it would be 30 pages.
Done now. Yeah.
Because it is definitely about characters doing dumb things for dumb reasons.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. It's not entirely their fault. Yes, they make stupid decisions, but when you get into their backstories, the fact that they're having their thought processes are going this way, how is Karina supposed to be successful when she can't see how she's successful? There were genuinely moments going, Karina, you could totally do this job, but because she doesn't believe that she can do this job, she is continually second guessing herself and messing it up. Same thing with Malik.
No,
I feel like
I actually disagree. I think because Karina is manipulated from day one. Like, Karina is manipulated by the people around her from day one. So the fact, like, she's completely, like, gaslit and, like, completely led down a path of being like, you're actually shit and bad for this country. Malik is just like, hey, Ghost, let's make a deal. And the Ghost is like, this actually is, like, really, like, a dumb idea. Like, I'm looking out for you here and telling you don't want to do this. And he's like, I'm gonna do it.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I did not like Malik.
I'm
sorry. I did not like him. Partially because I liked Layla, and so so his chapters, like, especially
Layla would have never.
You know what really?
But like, I liked Karina until she had a migraine.
Yeah, that part bothers me.
Because as someone who gets a migraine at least once a week, I've never met a migraine that was cured by alcohol.
See, I think that's what the doctors told her they were when her memories had been magically suppressed. I think her memories were magically suppressed.
I understand that. Yeah, no, they were. But we shouldn't call it migraines.
So.
And
can you imagine how many more alcoholics the nations would have if alcohol did their migraines?
Right?
And I feel like that is an issue to do with a writing choice.
No, like
I think that she, as a character,
right,
like, it's not a problematic element as within her character. I think it's like the way that it was written. It's just like coming from an author.
What I think have a lot of problem with this, but it's called migraine representation.
You know what?
The author doesn't understand.
Does the author say that? I thought it was just
calling it a vaccine.
In the interview, she has said it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I felt the same way, though, with The Sound of Stars calling the alien host thing a vaccine. I was like, don't call it a vaccine in 2020 and 2021.
I mean, I don't think that was, I think by the time 2020 came around and everything
by the time she published that,
it was too late.
Exploded. But
hold on. Let me see. When was Sound of Stars published?
I feel like
early 2020,
but I don't know what month.
I feel like it was like
February. I'm trying to find out.
Yeah.
The thing for me is that I don't see.
Oh, it was February 25th of 2020. So I
don't see the ship of Karina and Malik at all as being like. I would much rather have seen Malik with somebody else.
Tunde.
Or see, like, here's my thought: either Karina and Tunde back together, or Christine, say it for all of us again.
It could have been a triad. There were so many vibes. Okay, Tunde comes in and he's like, hey, Malik, do you want to have the best chemistry of your life? And while we go through these challenges together, let's challenge each other and like be buddies while we do it. And also, I'm super in love with this princess you're also in love with, and like, let's win together for her.
Would have been much better book.
And I was like, because here's the thing, authors always do this to me where they leave the possibility, right? They leave the possibility and they're like, here's a little crumbling of memory.
There's no possibility at the way the book ended.
Okay, and I know that, Margaret, and you don't need to remind me.
Okay, but here's the thing. Like, YA authors, I don't think they purposely do it. I think they do it to keep the love triangle open to where, like, the second book, well, not for this.
But there's
like,
some
we go back
love triangles. Like, some love triangles will never be a triad. Like, Gale and Peeta and Katniss, disgustingly never going to be a triad.
If you go back to, like, Legendborn, which, like, very well could be.
Could be.
Triad.
Could be.
But it's not going to be.
Yeah, because I'm going to go into the world and kill Nick. And that's fine. But
like, that book will not go there.
It would not be because of the power dynamics. Like, it could be, but it should not be because of the power dynamic.
Because of poor Salman. Like, he deserves better. But Tunde and Malik... Excuse me, they were in love.
But I think that that's what it was, is like this author trying to say, like, oh, let's make a love triangle and then let's cut off a branch.
Oh no, I think that branch is there for plot reasons. Like, she had to put that there for the ending of the book to work based on what happens in the ending. And it couldn't be Malik that was in that position. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So Like
But
it was never.
I don't agree with YA authors cutting off that branch to begin with.
Oh, I don't agree with YA authors doing love triangles when they know we're going to end up with one person. Like, if you're going to do a love triangle, there should be a reason, in my opinion.
No, that's exactly what I'm trying to say.
Add to the plot somehow.
That's
And I feel like the biggest issue is like, if you're going to do a love triangle, there's a few ways that it can end. It can end poly. It can end with people growing and learning and discovering what the difference between actual, romantic feelings and, what isn't, and realizing that, oh, I don't really love you like that. And I've just been confused this whole time. Example is the Clary Simon Jace situation.
The most brutal fucking love triangle of all time.
Like that whole thing, like in the end they figured it out and they like worked through it and like everything was fine, right? So if you have that, that's fine. Or, something else, but like if the triangle doesn't have a purpose other than to create additional tension and nobody grows from it, nobody learns anything, or
and that's why I hate love triangles.
Yeah, like
they're
done so dirty all the time.
I would argue that it is not a love triangle in this book, though.
Because she's not into Tunde at all anymore.
She's not into Tunde anymore.
Yeah, like he's over him. He's still into her.
We do have that moment where she's like, yes, this could have worked, or this could work because of what happens, but there was never, like, she's over Tunde. He still has feelings. She's over him. And then there's this small thing that is starting between her and Malik. They both read Demi to me. What did I tell you?
You read fully gay to me. I was like,
I read.
No, but I definitely could see Demi.
I didn't get the gay vibes from him, but like,
totally.
How did I describe it, Christine?
Anytime they're always going on about how pretty the boys are, and then suddenly we have to have an oversaturated scene of how pretty one girl in particular is. It reminds me of when I was in grade school, and I was like, pick a boy to have a crush on today.
Yeah.
Devin. Okay, we have a crush on Devin today. Definitely not my friend, not my best friend. Nope, I do not have a crush on my best friend.
I definitely felt the tension between Malik and Karina when he's like sewing up her skirt and he's going, "Oh God, I'm touching a girl." Like, I don't think it's love yet, but I think that something has started. There's an attraction there, and they both have a crush, and I think it can go somewhere else. But okay, so what I said about Malik,
I also feel like
seems definitely more like.
Is Margaret okay?
I don't know, but I think that really this romance feels like when children put two dolls together.
Did you freeze?
And they're like, here, there.
It did feel like that.
That is how this romance felt.
Oh, you are pretty boy. She is pretty girl. You make them together. Make kissing now.
Yes.
I feel like there were a few moments in the romance, but I feel like it just, again, I don't feel like it made sense for them to have
one of those when he
they didn't have enough time to like really build it. So it is like the beginnings of a thing.
I hope
that.
Like, I hope the second one is about the relationship.
Yeah.
If they really,
as someone who is Demi, like, the way that they were experiencing attraction to each other very much aligns with like what I have experienced in my own life, with like how like nobody else matters until you meet someone that you connect with in that way. And so there's that for however that happens for them, that there's that connection, and suddenly like they're thinking about them. But anyways, I was trying to finish and then I froze. That like Malik seems to be like Demi on the side of he's more ace, he's more like invested in the romance than like the physical sexual part of it. And then Karina, I get kind of Arrow vibes from her.
I totally got those vibes.
Oh yeah, like, we know she definitely like is into the physical side of things, but I think she's so focused and has been raised to not expect romance in her relationship that she's not like the romance is like way back at the end of her list for her.
Right.
As it should be. Girl had stuff to do.
Yeah, she did. She had way more important things to
And I
to
think
about
that's
than
why,
romance.
like, this book might have done better without a
Without
romance.
romance. I know. And also because, like, I wanted him to kill her. I liked her a lot, but I was like, dude, if
I wish there had been
He
a
has
better.
a sweet cinnamon roll, and he doesn't
He
want
was
to
never-
hurt anyone.
I knew from
Margaret-
the beginning he was never going to.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
I
could
knew
tell
he
that.
wasn't going to, but
He
he
is
should
the
have.
absolute wrong person to be told to kill someone.
Ethically, he made that deal. They told him not to. Ethically, he should have done it. Okay, maybe not ethically. Maybe not actually
No.
ethically. But like,
I didn't feel like
He should not have.
I'm just saying, if it was one of you trapped in a ghosty world and all I had to do was kill a stranger, done. Like, I'm
I feel like
sorry.
if there had been enough, like,
Aw.
other than his like
Murder for you, baby.
moral vibes and other than his attraction to her, I feel like if there had been some other barrier that was making it so hard for him, it would have been better. But
Oh, see, I think it
because
was
like
mostly the moral vibes. Like he
Yeah.
did not want to hurt someone, and so he could not. Like I think for the same reason that Karina makes the choice that she makes at the end. I don't know if you're there yet.
Meanwhile, his sister's getting tortured the whole time.
So I mean, Nadia seems to be
Because
okay.
of plot magic. That's how it's going to come back. It's going to come back with plot magic.
Plot magic. Also, I'm so sorry to do
I
this.
don't think so.
I'm
I
really
think
sorry to bring this
worth
particular film into this, but did anyone at that very end scene when Malik like lures her up onto the roof and he's like really angry and brooding think of Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 3?
I did not.
with the flip haircut, like
No, I did not.
that is completely. That's how I didn't read him that way.
I'm not going to be able to read that scene now.
He's like brooding and mad. He's like, I'm gonna look Karina out under the roof and stab her. And that's like the way I felt about Tobey Maguire when he was like mad. He was like, I'm just gonna make Kirsten Dunst mad. And I was like, woo!
Oh my God.
That was not entirely Peter's fault because venom is a toxin.
Okay,
anyways.
I know. I didn't blame him. I'm saying it reminded me of Tobey Maguire's acting.
That's awful.
Just like,
Oh man.
Didn't buy that for a second.
well,
Anyways,
look at me, MJ. I have Gwen Stacy now.
I don't think you need plot magic for the relationship to come back. I think we just need to have a good conversation because Karina doesn't know the stakes. And I think considering what she's done what happened in the last book, she would understand why he made the decisions that he
I'm
made.
gonna be real.
Name a YA book where the two main characters have a good conversation instead of using plot magic.
And just like sexual tension.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh my
sexual
God.
tension is valid.
Preach.
Sexual tension is not a valid reason to get over someone stabbing you. And this is that it is not. This is why asexuals will outlive us because sexual tension is not a reason to get over someone
I love how
stabbing
you
you.
say that, yet Bucky's shot Steve like 3 times, has also beat up Sam, and those are 2 of your top ships.
They did not
I
get
had
over
no
that because
conversation.
of
But
sexual
also-
tension. They got over that because he was being brainwashed and tortured. And he had to apologize to Sam a lot. Bucky like went to therapy, apologized to Sam, made amends, helped fight for saving the world. Malik is like not doing that as far as we know. So
Well, he'd have to do it in the next book. So
that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying it
Let's
can't
be
be
honest,
overcome
the
via
characters
a
are not
boner,
going
okay?
to therapy.
It has to be overcome via like true. Be like, listen, I really didn't want to stab you, but I did because otherwise my sister would die. And as somebody who's lost their sister, maybe you can relate to the fact that that sucks. And then she'll be like, oh,
I just
I
think
would
she needs
also
that piece
stab
of
you for my
information.
sister.
I was also going to stab you for my mom. I think all she needs is that piece that he was trying to save there. It doesn't
I
have
agree.
to be a long conversation. It just needs to be dropped.
I'm just saying it should not be overcome by boners. That would be very if they were like, the past is the past. I'd be like,
No. The conversation. Anyways,
That came out of nowhere.
But anyways.
so
I have
any other
opinions.
thoughts? I really like the political stuff and the way that ended up.
Yeah.
Like
Great.
I saw some of it coming, but I didn't see why that was going to happen coming. This is why I don't mind spoilers, because I was like, oh, that makes total sense, and why didn't I think of it before? Like, I can't say because Bree doesn't know.
Well, she finished it.
I'm gonna finish it.
Alucard.
So
Alucard is better than Mags. What do you have for the class?
Okay. So one thing I want to point out is that Rosanna Brown was born in Kumasi, Ghana. And last February, I was in Kumasi, Ghana. And the fact that, so Kumasi is home to like I think it's the biggest market in West Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And I drove through it and it was fucking insane. Like amazing. Like it was the coolest thing I've ever seen ever. Yeah, it's up there. And that was reflected so well in this book. And I loved it. And
That's awesome.
It was just like she just like brought her hometown into it, and I was like, yes,
because I was hoping that it was like that. But I mean, I don't have the having, so that's cool. I was like kind of like picturing in my mind, like thinking it that way, but I wasn't sure if it was like really, like where she was from, or if it was like a different area, but like it being her hometown, I'm just like, oh
yeah. And it's like it's just one of the coolest cities I think that I've seen, because it was the it's the home to the Ashanti Empire. So the Ashanti Empire, it's an indigenous empire actually, and they like, I've been to the palace and everything, and it's super cool. So just like knowing that there are those ties there made me feel like I had a connection to the setting. And then also the way she weaves African history into this with like Northern colonialism. And I'm not talking about like Northern, like European colonialism, like North African colonialism into Western and more Southern Africa. Wow.
I really liked that.
The world building in general was really
good.
Incredible. And as much as we can talk about the characters and like I can bitch at Malik for like not murdering a girl he doesn't know, I thought that the world building and the history and the magic system were so cool. And that's why I ended up giving it 4 stars. Because I was like, who cares about anyone?
The world and the pacing alone are really what I'm riding on in enjoyment. Like I mean, like the characters are all right, but like they're when they argue with each other, it's pretty angsty. And I can deal with angst on its own, like as an individual, but when you argue angstily, that gets on my nerves.
But Daddy, I love him.
I don't think there was a single conversation that was as bad as that.
I was channeling Ariel from the 1989.
No, we know exactly what you were channeling.
It was so well done too.
I'm 16, Daddy. I'm not a child anymore.
Hey, but that is so a 16-year-old.
I know. And that's why as a kid, I was like, yeah. And now as an adult, I'm like,
you're stupid.
I love how I thought I had everything together when I was like 16, 17, 18, and in my early 20s. And then, anyways.
Can we talk about...
And then now I don't have it together.
Can we talk about... No, I guess we can't.
I feel like that this is going to be a situation that is going to work in her favor, though, down the line.
Can we talk about Hanan?
I don't like where that's going. I'm very sad about it. Because I know the eventual end of that
storyline. It can't end well, right?
No. So anyways.
I'm going to be real. There's so many points in this book where I was absolutely gagged, and that was one of them. Just like, I was just driving on the friggin' 401 like... I shrieked several times. And anyways, I know that's not going to end happy, right? Like, that's not going to end with, I'll have my cake and eat it too.
That is going to end, what was terribly? What am I thinking of? That's going to be
like Annabelle. No,
I'm trying. There's a specific, oh no, never mind. Never mind.
It's going to be like the Dark Artifices where they resurrect Annabelle Blackthorn. And she's gonna, and I don't know who's the Livy of this book series, but all I'm saying is that Hanan, I hope you're okay upstairs after being dead for so long.
I was really sad. Oh my god! Can we talk about how heartbreaking that moment at the beginning was when her mom's like, "You think?"
I know.
Like, I hate that there was no resolution for her for that moment.
Yeah. Can we just? I have to say that the family drama and the aspects of her, like her struggles with her relationships with her family, and her grief and all of that was done really well.
Really,
that's the thing to me is like all of the things to do with their backstories and like where they're coming from was done really well. I think it's the relationships within it that are happening currently right now that I didn't like.
It was like she has the perfect setup, and then we did a typical YA fantasy.
Pretty much.
What if?
That's the thing.
Like, riddle me this. I'm typically not one for single first-person perspective, like one perspective only. But imagine if we hadn't got Malik's perspective, then he was just this guy she was getting flirty with, and she was like considering killing him.
The relationship would not work at all.
Yeah, I don't think
without Malik's
but it would be so much more mysterious. Because come on, we all knew what was gonna happen from the very beginning.
It's true.
Like there was no. I mean, I didn't know about the twists. Like I didn't know how, but like we all knew that one of them was gonna end up stabbed. It'd be so much crazier if it was this whole thing like Karina having to be like, do I kill him or do I not kill him? And then he's like, psych, and kills her.
Oh, that's funny. No, like their entire, like, I don't think that the relationship that's going to happen in the second book would work if we don't have both of their points of view, because so much of like the attraction that happens between them is apparent in their heads, but not in what they're doing and saying.
That's true.
So, like, you wouldn't get the whole, like, him being, like, sewing up. We're just not going to think about nope, I'm not looking. I'm not, like that kind of thing. Like, this is just skin. It's not a very pretty girl's thigh that happened. Like, that was a necessary part for us to eventually buy this relationship.
Okay, but I didn't buy it, even though I was, like, relatable. But, like, I didn't buy it.
Here's the thing. Like, I can see where it might go.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
So, like, if it builds in the second one and, like, actually gets fleshed out, then I'll forgive the first book for having a less than stellar relationship.
They need to spend a lot of time together in the second book for it to
They have to, yeah.
And I'm not sure how she's going to do that.
They're, like...
And like I said, there were a couple of moments that were cute between the two of them, but cute isn't necessarily a relationship mate. Yeah. So they've got to like go through some stuff.
Right. Yes, I agree. That should happen, Chris.
My favorite part is that Christine and I were both in the car for the same spot and had the same reaction.
We both actually. She was like, I just got to this part. I was like, I screamed at that part. She's like, I just screamed.
I was like, I said this about 3 seconds before. Because, like, I knew exactly how it was going to. I didn't think it was going to end that way. I thought someone was going to end up jumping in front of a knife to save someone. And then
I thought it was going to go.
Yes, that's why I thought I was like, oh.
Because it's a YA fantasy, I thought they were going to go with that trope.
That's what I mean, like, dumb little bisexual heart. I was still hoping it would be a triad at that point. I was still like, maybe they could do, because they just had good sex, so maybe it could all be okay. And then, no. Shotzi, you would have written it as a triad, right?
No, Shotzi's just chaos. Shotzi would write it as chaos.
So Shotzi would, like, everyone would have died.
Everyone would have died. No,
Watson, you would have written it as a triad, right?
I don't know.
Can't say with that one.
You definitely stink, so you should probably go. He needs a bath. He doesn't like baths, which is why I was putting it off.
I'm just counting down the days until Iron Widow comes out so I can have a triad.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I want it so bad. I just want it so bad.
That's what I'm missing from my anticipated release thing.
A triad?
Dang. No, that
Iron Widow.
that particular book that she just said.
Why did I feel like that? It took me a hot minute. I was thinking Black Widow before I was like, oh, that's Black Widow too, right?
Okay, but the fact that I said like an Asian author's book and you were like Scarlett Johansson, that's something about the way that we've been conditioned in North America.
I was more thinking like, oh right, that's the Yelena movie.
Can you imagine if they called it that? That'd be terrible. I am Iron Widow.
I got it. I have an arc of Iron Widow.
That's Pepper's movie, Iron Widow.
You have an arc?
Yeah.
I pre-ordered it, so I'll get it when it's released. But everyone's getting arcs today, and the only arc I got isn't good, guys.
The arc that I requested was the Heart Principle, and then I got rejected, and I was like, well,
So quickly. So fast. Like within hours I was rejected for that one. I was like, wow, could you at least like pretend to think about it?
My copy will be here on August 6th. So.
Bethany made me feel better because she was like, well, I don't really get, she's like, sometimes I get rejected too. And then I don't know, she reads a lot more romance than I do. So I was like, you know what? If Bethany got rejected, I'm okay. Because
I got rejected and then
happens to everybody.
Completely deleted my NetGalley and started a new one so I could be as media.
I got rejected on my media account for that one.
So
I'm really sad that I can't send a note with
everything's okay though because I got this in the mail today.
What is it?
That's
I cannot read the font.
I can't read it.
Little Badger book,
oh,
right?
it's Snake Falls to Earth.
Ooh, Darcy Little Badger.
Oh,
What's her name? Yeah.
That's exciting. I like that it's a book on a book. Like that's some meta shit.
Yeah, it's an arc.
That's
I like.
Yeah, that's
that's the final cover.
Oh, I was like, it's a book on a book on a book.
I think that is the final cover.
I got it unsolicited. I did not even ask for it.
That's exciting.
I like that people are finally sending y'all stuff.
That's good.
Know.
Like, maybe it's not a good idea to send these books by Indigenous authors to white people first.
Yeah, maybe you could give it to the people who read Indigenous on.
Voices review first.
Perhaps that would be a good idea.
Or at least do it in conjunction with.
Right.
Speaking of that, publishers, if you're watching and you have any triad books, I am Polly, so like, please, it's important to get my perspective.
She looks directly into the camera.
Listen, I'm excited about the one eczema book I found out about, so I'm excited.
So far, I've only found one book on with Sturgey Weber representation, and I'm like, I want to see more Sturgey Weber representation. It's people with like port wine stains.
Oh
like,
yeah,
facial birthmarks or like body birthmarks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, even the smallest one? Like, how big does it have to be to count?
I mean, it can be so much as like, a small birthmark to like the entire face, to the parts of entire body. I would look it up if I were you.
I have a really, really weird birthmark on my thigh that's red, and it does look like a period stain.
I have a friend that has a port wine stain, and so like I was like looking it up and like a lot of that and whatnot. So we've been friends for a really long time.
My mom fully said to me,
"Peace out."
I have one on my foot, and when I was a kid, I was told by my mom that everybody has them somewhere on their body.
My mom said, that's at least nice. My mom said to me, she's like, I love your birthmark because if you ever got stolen, I would know that you're mine.
No, my mom was like, you're not special. Everyone has one.
I mean, I have one on my thigh, but it's brown.
No, mine is like right under the vaginal region, and it's red.
Oh.
Okay, and so when I wear bathing suits, I'm sure every once in a while someone's like, "See me a tampon, babe?" Like,
That's rough. But
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a neurological disorder.
really?
Yeah. So it's
Your
not
brain
just
do
it's not just the port wine stain. There's a neurological component to it as well.
Interesting.
yes,
Wow.
I learned many a thing.
My brain switched to dog genetics really quick, and I was like, I wonder like what pairings of parents you get to like have that. I literally that's like
We don't talk about that with humans.
I know, but it's interesting. Like, what's the like? Is it a genetic condition?
I don't know. I just
I don't
read
know
a
either.
very little bit because I'm not going to do a deep dive right now.
I am. How do you
Not
spell
on
it?
the air.
Sergi Weber.
Finish talking about stuff.
Stuff. I mean, I've said everything I think I was going to say about the book.
Me too.
And we talked about the group books. We talked about the movies. We talked
I'm
about
just-
what we're watching next month.
Mm-hmm.
An overabundance of
I think we're
capillaries
right.
near the surface of the skin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Did you just say capillaries?
isn't that what they're called?
Is it
Capillaries.
capillary?
Capillary.
Well, you guys are American, so I don't trust you.
Alex!
Your Canadian is showing.
Come tell Christine she's wrong.
Hun, I'm right?
You have to tell him the words.
Right?
Read between the lines, man.
Alex?
Alex is like, what trap have
Am
these
I
women
not
set for
correct?
me?
I don't know the case.
I think
Is it capillaries or capillaries?
Capillaries.
Oh my god! What is wrong with Canadians?
I think Alex just
What
wants
is
to sleep
wrong
in
with
bed.
us?
I think Alex just wants to sleep in the bed tonight.
I actually, that's really funny they said that because I was if you hadn't asked the question, I've been like, in this case, it is right that you are sleeping on the couch. Like,
Oh, I do that with Derek all the time. He'll like say that I'm wrong, and I'm like, I have a question, just like completely hypothetical. How comfortable is the couch?
in the UK, look. In the UK, they say it like I do, which means that in most of the English-speaking world, they say it like I do. But if you talk to like a Nigerian or a Ghanaian, they would say it like I do.
Okay,
You know what? I can go with that. Capillaries.
Capillaries.
Anyways, I think we've talked about everything that we needed to talk about this month.
Yes.
Civil War is coming.
Yes.
So if maybe you don't have Iron Man or Steve Rogers, maybe it would be a good time to decide which of or both of them that you want.
Yeah.
Maybe for reasons.
Maybe for reasons,
Mm-hmm. Time to
But-
pick a side, guys.
but hypothetically, not
Well,
like
yeah, like
Yeah.
if teams
Yeah,
were being
yeah.
formulated hypothetically.
It's time to pick a side.
I'm gonna be working
Hypothetically.
really hard on my reading next month, though.
Me too.
you have a week, not a month. You have a week to pick a side,
I mean, they've had 6 months. No, 8 months.
but now they have a week.
Let's be
Mission.
honest. We went into this reading challenge having sides.
We went into this knowing that Civil War was happening.
Everyone knows which side they fall on for Civil War.
Well, and the 5 of us picked sides.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Whether
Hypothetically,
it
we
was
picked
a
sides.
sacrifice or not, we picked sides.
hypothetically, we picked sides.
If there were sides to take,
We would have
we
picked them.
taken them.
Hypothetically, we said, just so that we're aware, Civil War will happen at some point during the year.
And then
I
we will thrust the chat into
I
an
picked
even
the
more
When did
side-
Civil War
I picked
come
the
out,
side that
Christine?
Christine was gonna be on naturally.
When did Civil War come out?
I picked the side that you were
2016.
gonna be on naturally.
2016. Okay, so like at least in my
2016
case,
was like the
I
worst
picked
year of my
side
life.
in 2016. So
Exactly.
Actually, no, I think I picked it earlier with the comics. Because I was reading the comics a little bit as that came.
Do you remember how Marvel released a movie about Civil War just as the American election divided the country?
Yeah.
Was that planned?
I'm just saying Steve Rogers has gone back in time, so we never know.
Never know.
Anyways. All right.
That's all we got. Michelle,
it.
you gotta close this thing out. This is your turn.
Awesome. Okay, well, have fun with your reading. Bye, guys. Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
I'm not good at being in charge of stuff. Okay, we're gonna end this broadcast.
Bye.